Now let's invite Mr. Dang Hong, Deputy Secretary of the Party Committee of CCIOIC, to preside over the opening remarks. Respected Vice Chairman Chen Jian'an, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, friends, good afternoon. Welcome to the Supply Chain Service themed event of the 3rd China International Supply Chain Expo. The theme of this event is linking the world, creating a smart future, envisioning a new prospect for international cooperation, industry, and supply chains. The event features a diverse program, including opening remarks, keynote speeches, an international dialogue, and a panel discussion. Now, let's give a warm round of applause to Mr. Chen Jian'an, Vice Chairman of China Council for Promotion of International Trade, CCPIT, and CCOIC, for the opening remarks. Distinguished guests, dear ladies and gentlemen, friends, good afternoon. It's my great pleasure to join you here in Beijing to attend the 3rd CISCE themed at the supply chain service, focused on linking the world, creating the future, envisioning the new horizon for global industry and supply chain cooperation. Here, on behalf of CCPIT and CCOIC, I would like to extend warm welcome to all the guests and friends, and also gratitude for friends who have been supporting CCPIT and CCOIC in the previous years, and also for your support for the preparation of this expo, and also for the people of all walks of life who have been supporting us. At present, the world is undergoing great changes. Now we have got headwinds for the global economic recovery. We got the quickened restructuring of the global industry and economy. President Xi Jinping mentioned that stability, resilience of supply chain is an important guarantee for the growth of the economy. And he mentioned that we needed to take concrete actions and deepen the international cooperation of industry and supply chain cooperation. Yesterday in the morning, Vice Premier has attended the opening ceremony and delivered the keynote speech, and he reiterated that we need to push for the high level of opening up and unswervingly push for the international cooperation and industrial supply chain cooperation. We needed to join together and create an open world economy. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, in recent years, with the influence of the geopolitical situation, technological progress, and restructuring of the world economy, the landscape of world economy has undergone profound changes. And these changes are going on now. The supply chain and the industry, the friend-shoring, localizing trend, and onshoring is increasing. To establish a high-quality supply chain system is an important approach to lower down the production and operation cost for enterprises, but also a guarantee for the security of the supply chain and also the stable operation of the national economy. As the largest developing country, China is the country enjoys the most complete categories of industries, and we take up 30% of the world's supply chain. For 15 consecutive years, we're the #1 manufacturer of the world, and we are the world factory and plant. Now, with the strength of the supply chain, China has showcased its strong capability of supplying the world market, and it has played irreplaceable role in secure the global supply chain. The high-quality development of China and pushing for the Chinese way of modernization with 1.4 population and with the largest number of middle-class population, China is heading forward the modernization, and which provides great opportunities for world companies. And we set up a lot of sections for this expo. We have showcased all these end-to-end approaches, comprehensive service, and also comprehensive logistics, which will display the logistic and the trade paradigms and the innovation in supply chains services like the finance, trade consultants, legal service, and so on. This is aimed at exploring the integrated and digitalization solution. The Maersk, the Visa, the merchant groups, and a lot of well-known world top companies has participated in this expo. I hope everybody can fully leverage on this platform and know more friends and discover more business opportunities and harvest more outcomes for business cooperation and forge a partnership for the industrial and supply chain cooperation. As the largest trade promoter in the country, CCPIT is going to implement the messages of President Xi Jinping's remarks on the 70th anniversary of CCPIT. We're going to expand our circle of friends, create the bridge for the cooperation between friends from different countries, and safeguard the smooth operation and stability of the global supply chain cooperation. Finally, I wish this event a great success. I wish you all good health and prosperity in your work. And also, I wish you a productive event while you are joining this expo. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Vice Chairman Chen Jian. Next, let's welcome Ms. Loretta Lee, Associate Director General of the Invest Hong Kong, to deliver her speech. Distinguished Chairman Chen, Mr. Wang, dear guests, dear friends from the business, good afternoon. It's my great honor to attend this thematic event on supply chain service. On behalf of Hong Kong SAR Investing Hong Kong, I would like to thank CCPIT and CCOIC for your invitation. With the great changes in the global trade and economy, and also the geopolitical changes, the industrial and supply chain is undergo profound changes. With the one country, two system, we with the motherland as our backup, and we play a role as the bridge linking China and the international market. We can help the domestic companies to leverage on Hong Kong as a platform to develop their international market and push for the flexibility and the stability of the supply chain, giving them more business opportunities. And Hong Kong government is trying to build itself into a center for supply chain management. To be specific, we are dedicated to attracting the domestic mainland manufacturing companies to establish headquarters in Hong Kong and to manage their cross-border supply chain, including logistics, sales, and deliveries. And the actual transportation and the manufacturing may not be done in Hong Kong, but via Hong Kong, the companies can manage all different links in the supply chain. In terms of supply chain, Hong Kong enjoys great expertise and experience. It has international experience and expertise and vision. And also we got a huge talent pool providing professional service, including finance, basic service, credit, insurance, risk management, accounting, legal, trade arbitration, IP, international standard, logistics, and so on. We can help all these mainland companies to enhance their quality of supply chain management and also help them integrate with the international norms and standards to help them with better competitiveness. Hong Kong is also a financial center of the world. We have multiple financing and investing capital markets. In the first 6 months, the first IPO value ranks the first in the world. We are the first choice for the companies for IPO. We do not have foreign exchange control. We have free flow of the capital. This can help with the cross-border investment. And also we are the largest offshore RMB center, and also we are the center of the risk management. And we encourage domestic companies to establish the capital management center in Hong Kong to address the issue of financing and also the capital management. Hong Kong, as the Asia-Pacific global legal and trade dispute settlement center, we are the first common law country with the Chinese language as the official one. So we have very highly efficient and a well-respected legal system and also legal professionals to help with the cross-border M&I international arbitration and IP and other legal affairs. And also the International Trade the Mediation Center is located in Hong Kong. And the member of Politburo of CPC Central Committee and the Foreign Minister Wang Yi attended the signing ceremony in Hong Kong. And this has shown that Hong Kong has won the trust from the central government and all the other parties to become the center of the international trade dispute settlement. And also the sound shipping system and logistic service is an important link for the supply chain. We're located in the southern part of Hong Kong, and we are facing with the Southeast Asia, and we are only 5 hours away from the other hubs of the international market. And the Hong Kong port is one of the busiest, and the Hong Kong airport is also the busiest airport in the world. And we are dedicated to establish logistic cooperation with other countries, and we're going to provide very good, convenient conditions for your goods to be shifted to the international market. And also we encourage these companies around the world to set up a center for logistics in Hong Kong. And professionals and top talents are an important part for the high quality of supply chain. Hong Kong is only city in the world which has more than 5 top 500 universities, and we are the hub for the international education, and also we are the cradle of the top talents. Hong Kong government has established a lot of preferential policies to attract more top talents. By this end of May, we've got 480,000 applicants for the top talents to be settled in Hong Kong. And so far, we have already passed more than 200,000 such top talents to be settled in Hong Kong. In this year's government report, Premier Li Keqiang, in the section about Hong Kong, it is mentioned that Hong Kong will play the bridging role and also major participants in the Belt and Road Initiative and the Greater Bay Area. And Hong Kong will be dedicated to creating new growth points. And also the Hong Kong SAR chief executive has, Li Jiachao, has met a lot of the Chinese mainland company owners or the executives to the international meetings. In the global economic exchanges, Hong Kong is going to step up its ties with other countries in economy and trade and working proactively to forge the international partnership so that the domestic and mainland companies can go to the international market via Hong Kong. And Investing Hong Kong is a dedicated agency for Hong Kong government. And our aim is to deepen the partnership with the mainland companies and also international partners with the project planning and also to the implementation of the projects. We provide a one-stop service for you. So far, we have helped more than 1,300 companies to set up their offices or their businesses in Hong Kong. We have attracted 110 billion US dollars investment, and also in the work report of the executive Li Jiachao has set up this KPI in foreign direct investment, and this goal has been duly attained. And in recent years, we deepened our cooperation with the mainland, Chinese mainland, and we're dedicated to the growth of the industry and supply chain cooperation as a center, not only in the sense of geography, but also in the actual service. Choosing Hong Kong is choosing the bridge and the link to the global market and the future. I believe that with the joint efforts, our cooperation in the global industry and supply chain cooperation will enjoy a bright future. I wish this thematic event a great success, and I wish you a productive meeting and also good health. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Li. Next, let's welcome Mr. Wang Di from Beijing Customs District. Distinguished Vice Chairman, Mr. Chen, and Deputy Director General, Ms. Li, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is my pleasure to attend the CISCE Supply Chain Service thematic events on behalf of Beijing Customs District. This event is based on the topic of linking the world to creating the future, envisioning new horizons as global industrial and supply chain cooperation. So this is focusing on the upgrading and transformation of global supply chain and industrial chain. This is the timely event. The General Administration of Customs has always been focusing on safeguarding the security and the stability of industrial chain and supply chain. And this year, we have carried out the Smart Borders of a Strong Nation. One of them is the Strengthening Chains event. We have a specific requirement for strengthening and reinforcing the supply chains. We are exploring the implementation of a one-stop regulation of the industrial chain to roll out a policy toolkit for end-to-end support. And we are focusing on the flow of the goods, trying to increase the clearance efficiency of the goods. We based on the Beijing dual hub with both port and airport to carry out more innovative measures of direct transfer and airside transfer. If we look at the Beijing-Tianjin-Hebei region, we are trying to facilitate our port clearance based on our airport and port clusters. No matter the core parts in our needs or some fresh products, we can save the time. And we are also focusing on the passenger traveling to improve their experience of traveling. We will deepen the smart inspection and improve their clearance experience to spur the consumption potential of the inbound tourism. And also, we will work on serving the safeguarding of CISCE. Beijing Customs District recently launched some facilitation measures supporting the third CISCE to support the quick pass of related enterprises. And also we have the comprehensive bonded zones. With the support of the local government and the customs administrative, we have already had 4 comprehensive bonded zones, including Daxing Airport Special Comprehensive Bonded Zone. This is the only one that has crossed the administrative borders. And Zhongguancun SCBZ is the first based on the R&D and innovation. And Yizhuang bonded area is focusing on the new quality productive forces. And the 4 bonded areas and the airports have combined into an industrial cluster to ensure the guarantee of medical supply and culture and maintenance. We will use innovation to promote a smarter supply chain. We have a smart approval for the biomedical industries to achieve a quick pass for the whole process from R&D to sales. On the first half year in Beijing, we have ranked the first in terms of the import of the sales of packaged OTC medicine and medicine to rare diseases. And also we have customized smart integrated regulation models and assessment models to promote the boost of the sales in automobiles and automobile parts. We have also expanded the market in countries along the Belt and Road. We are guaranteeing the launch of the China-Europe freight trains. The import and export trade has been taken over 60% of during the Belt and Road Initiative. In facing of the challenges and opportunities, we would like to work with all of us to promote the stability and security of the global supply chain and industrial chains. And I wish this event a success. Thank you. Thank you for your remarkable insights. Next, let's move into the next part, the thematic speeches. Let's welcome Mr. Li Fengli, General Manager of Shandong Port Group Co. Limited. Welcome. Distinguished Vice Chairman Mr. Chen, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, good afternoon. I'm with Shandong Port Group. Today, my topic is the innovative ports in supply chain transformation. As we all know that Shandong Port Group is a group combining different ports around Shandong province. Last year, our throughput was reached 180 million tons. So this, in terms of the amount, we rank the first, and we have the coastline as long as 3,345 kilometers, including 21 port areas and 387 berths. So it has a very high quality natural entitlement. We have an old saying that we always have a bigger berth larger than your vessel. Here I would like to talk about three parts. First is a new linkage, new platform, and new ecosystem. Firstly, I would like to talk about the new linkage. So basically, we are working on connecting the world. And based on the conference of the UNICTAD, they will launch new index about the connectivity of different ports. Under our administrative, the Qingdao port, the connectivity index ranks the 5th. So we can see the importance of this hub in the Northeastern Asia. And about the connecting the world, we have 361 liner services. Of these, 263 are international liner services connecting over 180 countries, reaching over 700 ports of destinations. And on this map, you can see we have different offices across the world. And these offices are located nearby some of the ports. We are also operating in other countries. We also are connecting the ports with the inland transportation. In China, we now have 54 inland ports with 104 intermodal block train services. And in terms of this, we also ranked first. For example, last year, the crude imports accounted for 1/3 of China's total, and the iron ore imports accounted for 1/4 of the China's total. The bauxite imports accounted for 3/5 of China's total, and the grain imports accounted for 1/5 of China's total. And secondly, I'm going to talk about new platforms. It's about a resource hub and smart and green. We can see on this map that with the ports at its core, we can expand to different industries. Usually we say that Shandong Port is not just a port. Usually we also connect different industries to establish a whole supply chain based on this port. This is a comprehensive service platform. And our main business is port operation, such as Qingdao, Rizhao, and Yantai cities. The next part of our business is about the integrated supply chain services. And we, in terms of trade, our market value has reached to 12 million RMB. And also we have our global landscape as well. And we have some side service systems. We have manufacturing and the cruise services. And we have established the Luban workshop sessions across the world. This is our basically 3 business operations. And in terms of the smart and green part, we are also transforming our supply chain. About ABC, it refers to artificial intelligence, blockchain, and computing. And also business e-commerce is very popular. All these technologies have brought us into a new era. We have also maintained first rankings in different categories of goods transportation. Our ports have become a very big trial area in terms of wind power and methanol. All this has become a huge trial area to guarantee our supply chain. And the third part is about the new ecosystem. This is a community for shared prosperity. We usually talk about a linear ecological chain, and then we talk about the supply cluster. Now we talk about the industrial ecosystem. We are all in this one ecosystem, and we should work together to boost prosperity in this community and reinforce each other. And during this part, we are focusing on 3 operations. Firstly, we need to culminate our industrial chains, and then we need to smooth our supply chains. And also, we came here to attend CISCE to create together valuable chains. These are our solutions for ports, and then we want these solutions applicable to other industries as well. And also, we have maintained close connections with Beijing Customs District. And here I would like to share with you one concept that usually we regard the port as a channel, but now we are working on a channel economy. We have some insights on these. And then at last, we should create better value chains based on the value of altruism. We should transform the supply chain into a win-win supply chain. Here, I would like to give you a further introduction about our group. Our abbreviation of the company is SPG. Here, I would like to talk about SPG as a solution provider. We're also a service provider. Our port is PORT. Here, it can be interpreted as possibilities.
And secondly, we live in this world full of opportunities, and we are responsible organizations and companies. We shoulder the same responsibility of this era. And so also we have technology. I hope that SPG can be a great partner for all of you. We are headquartered in Qingdao. Welcome you to our port and wish this event a great success. On the screen, we also have an advertisement that is we deliver no matter where. This is not only our slogan, but also our wishes, best wishes. We deliver no matter where. Thank you. Now let's welcome Visa Vice President and General Manager for Mainland China, Ms. Ying Xiaolun, to deliver a keynote speech. Distinguished Chairman Chen, distinguished guests, good afternoon. I'm really honored to attend this event on behalf of Visa. Thank you for CCPIT and the organizer for your support to Visa, and thank you very much for this platform. Actually, Visa has the same gene with the supply chain Expo. We link the world, but we're in China. We want to connect China with the world with our payment system. As an advanced payment company, we have covered over 200 countries and regions in the world. Our mission is to use creative, innovative, and safety methods to connect everyone and the company and to support the safety development of each enterprise. Back in 1983, we released the first Visa card, and it has been over 40 years. We have cooperated with the local partners and by support with the global network, we support the connection between China and the world. China is still opening up to the world. Visa is also speeding up with our international layout to create a digital supply chain to join hands with upstream and downstream partners to achieve a win-win cooperation. Today, I would like to elaborate and introduce Visa for 3 areas. The first one is the digitalization to support payment solutions, and the second is the digitalization to support SME companies' development, and thirdly, I will discuss on how to use this Expo to support the supply chain. The first, digital payment to support cross-border payment. With more and more companies, Chinese companies going global, the cross-country business is of great importance to those companies. In those very important routes of cross-country, cross-border transaction, there are about 70 more routes out of the 80 routes that is related to China. Chinese companies are also speeding up this progress, and the cross-border business is really popular right now. And in Asia, we had a very important trade hub that is Singapore. In the past few years, the hotels and other commerce has achieved great progress. And if you know that compared to 2019, the price for hotels and restaurants has increased a lot. And this trade and commerce direction has already reshaping the situation. With the digital solution, we want to help companies to solve the business travel and other pain points in this business communication. We want to speed up all those companies along this supply chain, upstream and downstream, and travel business suppliers and SaaS. We want to create a more effective and automated payment system for companies. In this way, we can largely lower the payable periods and to shorten the turnover of payments. For this cross-border transaction, we can provide better capital utility rates and to better improve companies' operation abilities. Well, this cannot go without the deep integration of the industrial chain. With the development, we want to use a more smart, open, intelligent way to connect people, process, and system, and to connect all such factors seamlessly. And next, digital payment. How can we use digital payment to support SMEs development? Small and medium-sized enterprises are the pillar of our economy and a very important group to focus on. And how to help them and help them get the economic resilience is very important. Digital payment can play a great role in this part. In recent years, there are many big business events. For example, the 240 hours free visa entry policy. We have welcomed more foreigners. In 2024, we have welcomed more than 20 million people getting into China through this way. This is a 120% increase. And the tourism coming to China reached 94 billion RMB, and this is such a great increase in 2024. And this has brought a great opportunity for SMEs. The supply chain Expo is also an international expo, and over 35% of the participants are from abroad. We have welcomed many foreign companies. We also prepared for the payment facilitation for those foreign enterprises. We want to build the innovative payment ecology for foreigners. This March, we have launched the seamless payment pilot zone along the central line of Beijing. And also in Shanghai, we have launched such services and programs to help SMEs to improve their efficiency, lower down their operation cost, and seize opportunities brought by the foreign visitors. We also have the scan payment with the cameras to further facilitate the foreign visitors to have better experience in payment and shorten the settlement period. Visa is also cooperating with our partner to make SMEs payment and settlement more easy. And these are all on our plan, on our layout. I hope that in the future we can help more SMEs. Next, I will talk about the supply chain expo to get a global win-win cooperation. We see the expo as a very important platform. We've been attended the 3 rounds or 3 sessions of this expo. And as I talked about this, actually this expo is our visa is showing in 4 aspects: payment, business payment, value added, and future payment. The first one is consumption payment. With the prevalence of Visa's product, Visa has launched the one-stop service in over 800 cities around the world, and also we have such services in Shanghai. With this service, our users do not need to download the app or use other things. Just use one Visa card or the Visa card on your mobile phone, then you can get the payment done. This is a very convenient way of payment. You can go to our booth to see more about this product. In terms of business and commercial payment. We also have a one-stop business service to support the complicated settlement and for SMEs, and also for foreign exchange payment and receivables. And we will discuss how digitalization can help companies to have a synergy development with the upstream, downstream companies. I also want to emphasize digital payment is not only about payment. Through our digitalized service and research and analysis, this digital service can help companies to have a better insight of the market, therefore helping companies improve customer service and brand image in the world. We are actually, together with our partners, help our partners to know the new markets they are going to explore. We have our global capacity. We can help our customers, clients to have or receive better service in other markets that are emerging. Well, this is a process from traditional offline commerce to the online commerce. This is a process. Last April, we have also released several innovative products and services, including AI-driven products. And today, we also brought the product of future to the Expo. If you have time, you can go to our booth. Now, we use a lot of DeepSeek and ChatGTP to help us to see our fortune, to see our destiny. Well, it doesn't matter whether it's good or not. We just need an AI or intelligence assistant to do some work like shopping. Well, this is actually a very complicated process behind it, how to do the processing, how to avoid any risks like fault, and how to deal with all these disputes raised by this. Well, all this is under our consideration, and Visa is still working to deal with that. Visa, this Expo is not only exhibition, it's also a cooperation platform. And yesterday we have signed a cooperation agreement with our partner along this supply chain. And we want to better serve the companies going global or going abroad. And lastly, thank you very much for the invitation, and thank you for this supply chain expo, this very good platform. I'm honored to attend this event. I sincerely invite you to our booth of Visa and to have more discussion and cooperation. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Yin Xiaolong. Now let's welcome General Senior Vice President of CMA-CGM, Mr. Ezra Bora, to deliver keynote speech.
On behalf of the CMA-CGM Group, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to the CCPIT and China Chamber of International Commerce for inviting us to the joint 2025 China International Supply Chain Expo and this thematic event. Thank you. We have proudly participated in every edition of CISCE since 2023, and we are especially honored to return this year as we celebrate the 50th years of China-EU diplomatic relations, a testament to our shared values of partnership and progress that CISCE embodies. I'm also very glad to meet our partners, our friends here, and exchange insights with the industry experts in this very high-level forum. Thank you. CMA-CGM is a family-owned group led by our chairman and CEO, Rodolphe Sade. Over the years, we have grown into a global leader in shipping, logistics, air cargo, and media, powered by more than 160,000 employees across more than 160 countries in the world. Our shipping network connects the world with a fleet over 650 vessels serving more than 420 ports. In 2024, we transported over 23 million TEU of containers across the world. The group kept diversifying our services by investing how people connect and stay informed. Hence, CMA Media is now France's third largest private media group, including RMC-BFM and several national and regional press. Over the 4 decades, CMA CGM has continued to grow and develop. Guided by our newly launched group purpose, we imagine better ways to serve a world in motion. We are forging new paths in global trade with strong focus on decarbonization and digital innovation. From our very first office in 1992 in Shanghai, CMA CGM has grown to operate over 90 direct maritime services, covering 13 major ports, with 1 vessel departing from China every hour and a half. Thanks to close partnership with CCPIT, CCSC, and others, CMA CGM has become a key player in China's shipping and logistics sector. At CMA CGM, decarbonization is at the heart of our strategy that we made the commitment to reach carbon neutrality by 2050. And we are also amplifying these decarbonization efforts through digital innovation. Driven by our culture of innovation, CMA CGM believes that AI is the next revolution in transport, logistics, and media. At the core of our 2025 vision, AI enables us to tackle environmental and economic challenges while enhancing our customer experience and operational productivity. We are not just imagining this future, we are building it. As demonstrated at the recent VivaTech 2025 in Paris, the top leading tech expo in Europe, where we presented how AI is already optimizing shipping routes, automating inventory, and cutting the emissions across our global operations. Since June 2023, under the leadership of our chairman, CMA CGM has dedicated a team of experts and partners to develop the AI for Group based on the 3 pillars: workforce empowerment, customer-centric innovation, and strong collaborations with the industry leaders. At CMA CGM, we believe innovation starts with our people. That's why we are using AI to work more efficient, collaborate, and meaningful, led by below key projects. We have Fleet Center, which is CMA CGM's hub for ship management and navigation support. It's leveraging AI to optimize fleet routing and minimize carbon emissions. It's located in Europe, in Asia, in North America, and it monitors our ships 24/7 around the globe. We have Tangram, our new learning and innovation center in Marseille, opened with the presence of French President Emmanuel Macron, and our chairman is dedicated up to training 30,000 employees per year, 3,000. And we also use Maya to empower our staff on a daily basis. We developed Maya, our internal AI assistant, to empower every team member to access and analyze group data seamlessly in their work. Just as we empower our teams, we are equally focused on helping our customers to innovate and transform their digital and decarbonization journey. X Plus is one of our products to meet demand of our customers to reduce their carbon footprint. CMA CGM developed X Plus carbon solutions to reduce and offset our customers' emissions and to use basically alternative fuels. We also have C Reward, which is another example, the first ever loyalty program in the shipping industry and designed to develop by CMA CGM, dedicated to customers. C Reward rewards shipping's regularity and volumes. We believe strategic collaboration unlocks innovation at scale. By partnering with industry leaders and startups, we are accelerating AI and digital solutions across our operations. Through our strategic partnership with Google, we are applying AI across shipping, logistics, and media to enhance efficiency, resilience, and adaptability. Apart from the tech giants, we are also working with startups. Founded by our chairman, ZBox is an international startup accelerator, bringing together a network of entrepreneurs, industry leaders, and ecosystem experts. Building on this entrepreneurial spirit, the group has also established a 5-year partnership with Mistral AI, French leader in generative AI that's helping us to redefine shipping and logistics operations. At the same time, through our co-founding of QTI, Europe's premier open-science AI lab, with our partners, we are accelerating fundamental AI research. Together, these initiatives position CMA CGM at the forefront of both applied and foundational AI innovation. Our group's commitment to innovation aligns very closely with China's own bold vision and rapid development in digital technology. As a global leader in artificial intelligence and digital transformation, China is driving innovation at an unprecedented scale. With the world's largest digital consumer market and pioneering advancements on 5G, AI, and IoT infrastructure, China is actively shaping the next generation of digital ecosystems. At CMA CGM, we are proud to contribute to this dynamic momentum through a series of breakthrough initiatives that showcase our customer-centric approach to innovation. These efforts fall into three key pillars. Together, they enhance the entire logistics experience. The first one is technological collaboration, especially on the LNG and methanol milestones. In China, we pioneered LNG-powered vessel with CISCE and achieved milestones like China's first CMOPS LNG bunkering with SIPG and the first STS LNG bunkering in a Chinese shipyard with COSCO Shipping Heavy Industry. This year, we will launch our first China-built methanol-powered vessel, reinforcing our commitment to decarbonization. Smart payment solution, Thunder. To modernize the payment process, we launched Thunder, a one-stop tax invoice delivery and online payment solution. With a single sign-on access to both CMA CGM global and local platforms, our customers can print tax invoices and complete payments in USD or in RMB across multiple systems. And at the first solution, its kind among foreign carriers in China, Thunder also reduced environmental impact by eliminating the paper documents. The third one is AI-powered self-service operations, Kiosk. Besides collaboration in shipbuilding, we launched Kiosk, a smart machine equipped with optical character recognition and artificial intelligence in China, allowing customers to perform their operation without having to queue and interact with an office counter. At CMA CGM, we firmly believe in China's leadership in AI, digital innovation, and decarbonization to redefine global shipping and logistics. By collaborating with our Chinese partners and leveraging key platforms like CISCE, we are transforming cutting-edge technologies into real-world solutions that drive efficiency, sustainability, and the future of global trade. By combining China's innovation drive with our global expertise, we will keep serving the world in motion and connect the world for a shared future. Thank you.
感谢康祖女士的发言。Many thanks, Ms. Kansu. Please be seated. 接下来有请渣打银行。
Next, let's welcome Ms. Lu Jing from the Standard Chartered Bank. Distinguished Vice Chairman Ms. Chen, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. This year is my third time attending the CISCE. Thank you for your invitation. This year, CISCE has a very significant timely event. Now, under the context of trade war, we cannot work alone. CISCE has provided a very comprehensive platform and opportunity for us to discuss the global supply chain and industrial chain. Now, Standard Chartered has been working and operating in China for 167 years, covering 53 markets. We are also making landscape in Asia, Middle East, and Africa, and other emerging industries, emerging markets. We are working at frontiers of global economic activities. Here, I would like to take the opportunity to talk about some new trends. The first is about the rebalance of global trade. Till nowadays, we think that globalization is irreversible, but after the pandemic and the geopolitical disputes, different regions and markets are reviewing the security and resilience of their supply chains. And we need the rebalance of the market and industrial development. And different regions have launched different development plans, such as Saudi Arabia 2030 vision and ASEAN 2045 vision. Different regions want to redefine their role in the global industrial chain so that they can cultivate and support their local economic industries and market. So this has changed the flow of the goods and also the focus of the international investment. The second is the acceleration of the trade and supply chain. Now, the South-South trade and commerce is emerging. The traditional Asia-Europe trade routes are replaced by the cross-border, cross-regional trade network in Asia and Middle East. Now, SCO member states and Asia has increased their trade volume by 13 to 15% in terms of non-crude oil trade. And we are also facing the cost competition, but also facing competition in terms of local regulation, geopolitical and cultural adaptation, talent cultivation in our supply chain. Nowadays, we need to consider more complex issues and consider these issues from the point of the resilience of our different industries and echo to the command of the end market. And now, technological development is reshaping the global trade industrial ecology. Now, industrial digitalization, innovation, and data cross-border flow are transforming the traditional business models and also has brought us new regulation challenges. The data privacy and data sovereignty policies are also asking new requirements for the compliances of multinationals. In terms of the payment, we are asking for more unconventional settlement methods. Now, we can see that Chinese enterprises are going global. We're glad to see that many of them are taking global strategies, focusing both on the international and domestic landscape. Now we can see that in Europe, there are some industrial cluster in terms of the automobile and NEVs. Now the industrial chain is becoming an industrial ecosystem. While the enterprises are going global, the finance can be the pain point, but can also be a booster from the cash management. We are also launching the Standard Chartered global chain. We want to work with the partners in the global network to help the enterprises to be located and operate in overseas markets.
Finances and individual topic for enterprises going global. The EU's carbon border adjustment mechanism will be fully implemented in 2026. Markets in Southeast Asia and Middle East have also set carbon reduction targets, different stage while growing projects and easily obtain financial support. And currently, the People's Bank of China has issued the transition finance standard of all four industries. Standard Chartered has long been committed to transition finance, launching reliable transition standards for 12 high carbon emission industrial, like including chemicals, energy, and steel global. And this year we supported a new energy project in the UAE with 5 billion yuan in financing and provide green financial support for China's steel companies in short process steel making. We look forward to working with more Chinese companies to build a global industrial ecosystem. Another unavoidable topic in supply chain global is RMB internationalization. The current deep restructuring of global supply chain is driving the redistribution of cross-border trade and investment. The increasing
政治冲突频发和贸易紧张局势下， 全球企业的避险情绪增加，希望结合供应链寻求本地结算或者美元替代。近年来，人民币稳定的表现、较低的利率环境，都让企业倾向选择人民币与中国的交易对手进行结算。渣打多年来在海外建立了人民币能力，目前在全球34个市场可以落地从账户结算、融资、汇率管理等一系列的人民币能力，为企业提供跨境人民币贸易结算、投融资以及风险管理等全链条的服务，便利企业在全球供应链当中的资金流转。我们也做了大量的工作，在汇困国家来帮助中资企业获得外汇，并指导企业用人民币进行融资和结算。最后一个话题是最近是一个热门话题啊，数字化的数字货币数字化变革，正在重塑我们所习惯的商业世界。在海外，尤其是汇率波动较大的新兴市场，数字货币正在进入传统金融。新兴市场的长尾客户其实并不在日常金融的覆盖范围之下，他们的经济活动的需求正在推动形成稳定币增长的重要因素。央行数字货币搭桥上链，稳定币的便利性和监管的挑战，数字资产带来的资产投资和管理的机会，不但给我们这样的金融机构，也给出海的企业带来了机会，更是挑战。渣打银行在多个市场与监管共同探索。
And we have connected a lot to help the digitalized assets and the digital payment to connect the two ecosystems. As a very important bank has hundreds of years, 100 years of history, we have helped the companies to incorporate into different markets and to discover opportunities of digital asset and digital opportunities. We are also one of the systematically important bank, and we can see the stable currency of not only Hong Kong dollars but also RMB, and we can explore more opportunities. We feel very honored as a financial participant to represent a 100-year institution and to support the supply chain. Through 2 generations of hard work, we deepen our supply chain and to create, being more innovative and to explore and more, and to empower the whole international market and to bring true value to the global market and to improve people's lives and to nurture the local partners. And this shows the future of the supply chain cooperation. In the era of globalization, Chinese enterprises are not only efficient resources allocators, but also increasingly trusted partners, contributors, and beneficiaries in overseas markets. China cannot develop without world, and we need to promote open cooperation and win-win development of global supply chain. This Expo has promoted global industrial and supply chain cooperation and demonstrate a very valuable opportunity for companies to deepen cooperation and seek common development. And we would like to make full use of this Expo and to explore new practices and through cooperation continue to contribute to a safe, stable, open, and inclusive global supply chain ecosystem. Thank you, Ms. Lu Jing. And now we will go to the international dialogue. The topic is New Path for Sustainable Development of the Global Supply Chain. And right now, the supply chain is the key to connect the world. In this session, our special guests will open discussion with all of you to explore the global supply chain sustainable development path. Our moderator is Dean of Research Institute for Global Value Chains, University of International Business and E-Commerce, Professor Yin Xiaopeng, and Head of Trade Tech Initiative of World Economic Forum, Mr. Tim Steckings, and Chief Representatives of IRU, Regional Office for East and Southeast Asia. Please give a warm applause to the guests and the panelists. Thank you, all the guests, for coming. I'm really honored to host this session. We have two panelists. One is the Chief Representative of RU, Mr. Wang Ran, and we also have the Head of Trade Tech Initiative of World Economic Forum, Mr. Tim Steckinger. The Yin Xiaoping from the Global Value Chain, UIBE. I will take 10 minutes to give your insight into the global supply chain. I'm the moderator, and our two guests, one will use Chinese and one will use English, and this follows our topic with the two languages. I'm still thinking what language I'm going to use. So I'm decided I will use English. I will give you some of our research results.
Change the situation. Our understanding this several things. I'm academian, so I say everything according to my own research. It's not any preferences to any other institute. Okay. Well, it's one thing is about the global supply chain. It's very important. Everybody knows the change is because we have lots of shock. The very important shock is like we know it's majorly proved by political reason. Whatever you say is a political the reason, because like every country have different policy, especially trade policy. So it's a restriction. But this restriction really disturbed our supply chain. Well, of course, we have other factors. We can say the unexpected shock, like the health shock, something. But the when you talk about this policy, when you talk about your political conflicting, that's a political issue. So we can't do too much. So our understanding for this way is like we could respond for what we can do. The basically have two things. One thing is we try to solve, like academic people say, asymmetric information. So that's why I think it's one of the purposes for this Expo. Okay, we can have the platform to let the people from different countries in the same industry have more, more chance to know each other. Its connections, very important thing, especially for the small and medium firms. So that's an important thing. So that's what they say. That's a very excellent, Expo helped right now. The second thing is about high tech. The technology, we actually everybody knows that technology is engine of growth. That's when I studied economics 30 years ago. That's my major as well. But for some reason, the people ignore this rule of technology for some reason. But in recent 10 years, maybe 5 years, and technology is distinguished significantly. So I think that's another important thing here is technology. We focus technology in this Expo. So technology not only can extend or renew existing industry, but also can create a new product which is you need for your supply chain. And they can meet some requirement, sort of like some country block certain components, and your technology can create a new one. So it's a good thing. And technology itself also create a new tech industry. So that's for this point of view, we can focus on rule of technology very much. Like the team will be talked later on, but I think that's very important things here. That's one thing. Another thing is we talk about this here is I got some data. It's a very interesting thing. In this Expo, U.S. firm will be largest group. A surprise? So they could say something. For our interpreted this one is number one, it's the firms also chasing their interest. So whatever the government think about, whatever politics think about, the U.S. firms need China and China needs them. So not only China need all of global supply chain. So that way, I think about is a basic incentive they came here. The second thing is U.S. largest group maybe means United States still take a very important role in global supply chain. Not that some people think about U.S. things like the industry organization, so sort of the quit from this industry plan. It's not very true. Okay, we can see that they still have a very strong thing, and they also show us the global supply chain not only exchange commodity, physical commodity, but also exchange service, especially for technology patents. That's very important part. Especially in the future, will be, I guess, a more and more important thing. So that's one I think. And last thing is what I want to mention here. It's like this policy. Some countries' trade policy is kind of trade barrier. There will be damage this most of industry and the global economy for the long term. That's very interesting things. I do some survey from some Chinese firm. Is when you interrupted it for some commodity, and the U.S. the wholesalers stopped buying from China's producer, and after several months they want to buy it again. You know what? These Chinese producers don't want to supply because they say the production line is closed. I don't want to do that way. So that was a very interesting thing to tell us. Sometimes the trade policy, they could have long-term the damage, not only say temporarily, anytime can consume immediately. No way. If you interrupt it very often, even you want to resume it, eventually you affect a kind of like some U.S. government officials say they have a decoupling. So they don't want to provide this way. And if the component is very important, so even don't want to produce, eventually maybe still want to some way to produce this way and supply this way. But for whole economy, whatever for each country, whole global economy, that's not good news. They at least will increasing cost dramatically because I want to reopen the new production line will be very costly. Okay, so you have to allow some commodity to keep going and stop it and keep go again and stop it. This kind of interrupting is not accepted by global production. That's a very important thing. So that would be damage people's confidence and really damage for world economy. So that's this kind of thing. It didn't get too much attention, but I think that's a long-term factor is we call it persistence factor. Could be a very important thing. So we presume this kind of thing could be we have to calculate this welfare as a very important issue for every government. So I want to mention these issues. Yeah. Okay. I just want to start as well my talk here, and let's see our VIP speakers say. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. This one, please.
Thank you, Professor Ying. Just now, Professor Ying shared with us his view on the global supply chain and global economy. I want to first introduce myself. I'm from IRU, International Road Transport Union. We are an international organization in international road transport industry. I would like to talk about the RRU, to talk about resilience and the sustainable development of the supply chain.
So as we all know that road transportation during the supply chain is very important because it's connecting different manners of transportation. It is providing the last mile connection to different kinds of transportation methods. And also, in terms of China, we talked about its export and the resilience and the development of the supply chain. Initially, we talked about the shipping in China. Takes a large amount and a large share of the market if we want to transport some goods, commodities very quickly, then we will think about the air transportation. And when it comes to connecting China and Europe, we will talk about China-Europe freight train. So this is also one important section of the China's supply chain. And in terms of the road transportation, it plays a role in the supply chain, but it still has more room to develop. And it has its own features for road transportation because it is a hub connecting different manners of transportation and connecting the train transportation and air transportation to finish the whole supply chain. And for long-haul transportation, road transportation has its own features. The road transportation can send the commodity to the door of the customers. So this is also a very important role that is playing. And for those who have special requirements, such as the hazardous products and cooling chains and other special requirements, road transportation is also very important in this part. And in terms of road transportation, it needs to come across different countries. Its suppliers and customers are very separated in different countries, so you need to deal with different policies and requirements from customers of different countries. So that is why RIU, since 1949, have been making related international policies and standards. For example, the UN Convention of UIR, and this was compiled back in 1942 and then upgraded as an UN International Convention in 1950s. This TRU convention has made the universal standard and policies and models for the whole transportation across different countries. And in terms of the customs clearance, we can achieve the universal recognition and regulation of custom authorities in different countries so that we can improve the efficiency and security of the road transportation. So in China, the TR transportation is still at its initial stage, but we can see huge potential beneath it. And we have collaborated with over 30 Eurasian countries with the trade volume quadrupled. And we can see the caravan has also increased by 4 to 5 times. And there is a fourth, this is what we call the fourth logistic channel during the supply chain. Thank you.
Thank you. So, Mr. Wang, for your very good remarks. And also, I would like to express my appreciation for the hospitality of CCPIT and China, one of the most beautiful countries in the world. My name is Tim Steckinger, and I represent the World Economic Forum. And we are an international organization based out of Switzerland, probably best known for the annual meeting in Davos, or AMNC, the summer Davos here in China. But we foster primarily advocate public and private collaboration. But besides convening and thought leadership, we also lead various thematic initiatives. And one of them is the Trade Tech Initiative, which I lead. And our objective is, through technology, make trade more efficient, sustainable, equitable, and accessible for all. And what many people do not realize when they order something through Alibaba or online is that actually business cargo, as opposed to, I would say, e-commerce or consumer ordering consumer goods, is very fragmented and heavily paper-based. So in order to ship a container from Shanghai to the port of Rotterdam, it would literally require this pile of paper. And the question naturally comes, right? Why haven't we, anno 2025, been unable to digitize the trade ecosystem? It's a question that many people have wondered, and there have been attempts. For those that are familiar, right, we had Bolero in the past, we had TradeLens initiative, but unfortunately these initiatives failed. Despite global consensus that we need to digitalize the trade ecosystem. I mean, some research, for instance, ICC estimated that we could add $10 trillion of additional trade to the global economy if we digitize the trade ecosystem. And that is not just by saving costs on paper and efficiencies and reducing courier transportation, because that would only account for a couple of $100 billion. But the primary driver of economic growth, and trade is a big driver, would really prosper from a digitized trade ecosystem, because it just simply makes it more accessible to all, right? If you're a trader in Africa, right now you do not consider even selling to Europe, right? I mean, just about Africa, I think it's 15% of all African trade is only attributed to intra-African trade. So I would say that the pandemic and many supply chain disruptions was a wake-up call for the world. But one of the barriers, if you want to establish a system, a digital infrastructure that everybody can use, it's not just about digitalization. It's about creating a trusted system that people know, okay, whoever I'm trading with on the other side, I know that they're real, right? It's also about interoperability, and it's about governance. So, for instance, I'm on the board of the Twin Foundation, which was recently launched together with 5 other organizations, for instance, the Tony Blair Institute of Change, or the IOTA Foundation and others, to address one of the issues, and that is a neutral platform, right? Because previous initiatives were very commercially driven, and then naturally the issue of data sharing becomes a challenge, because why would you want to expose your data or help a party that's potentially competitive? Back to you, Professor.
Thank you. 感谢 Tim 啊。那我们现在这个在一些互动环节跟嘉宾，那我先问一个问题给。
Now we're gonna ask you some questions. First to Mr. Wang for IRU. You're focusing on the connectivity and sustainable development of road transportation. After China has participated into IRU, we have improved the international transportation. But under the global challenges, so for improving the sustainable development and resilience of the international transportation, what IRU can provide for us? Thank you for your question. As I have given you a brief introduction about IRU and TIR, here I would like to give you more details about TR transportation and what specific help that it can provide for China's trade and transportation. First of all, as IRU, We are the International Organization for Road Transportation. We have member states. We have members in different countries. Usually they are the local road institutes and associations. So we are a representative for millions of the practitioners in this trade. That's why we want to promote the universal standard of a global road transportation. And for IRU, we have compiled the TR standard serving the reconstruction after World War II in Europe. Back then, European countries have many supplies to be distributed to the reconstruction site. So how can we transport the commodities safely and efficiently? This is an issue that many European countries were facing. And back in 1949, within several European countries, the government have passed the IRU TR convention. And this has played a significant role in the reconstruction of the European countries after World War II. That is why UN has upgraded this TR convention as an international universal convention. One of its basic premise is its recognition of a universal customs clearance. We are under the same framework so that we can efficiently finish the custom clearance of our commodity in different countries. Basically, if the commodity has passed one checkpoint, then it doesn't need to be unloaded again during the route. So this has highly increased our efficiency. So this has saved 38% of our road transportation cost, and it can save the waiting time at the different ports, and also reduced the carbon emission during the transportation. At different ports, we can save over 30% of the carbon emission. And in China's transportation benefited from this universal standard. Chinese traders are also transporting their commodities in a better manner in accordance with this convention. And now we have seen an upgrade and transformation in terms of the transportation, reaching as far as Russia, Belarus, the Central Asian countries, and to Azerbaijan, Turkey, even as far as Turkmenistan. So for TR transportation in China, it is developing in a sound way. And with its high efficiency, it can make more contribution to the resilience and safety upgrade. And also there's another question about carbon emission. Green transformation is a key sector for our supply chain development. So in terms of IUR, you have many best practices. So what do you think about using the international collaboration to promote the green and low carbon development in the supply chain services industry? It is not just about the road transportation. People from all walks of life are focusing on low carbon and green development. And as an international organization, IRU has been working on promoting the green transformation of the whole industry and the decarbonization of this industry.
And there are two important factors for the green transition. Just as Professor Ying mentioned, it's important to have the technology development. The new technology, replaceable energy, is important, and how to implement those technology and applicate those energies so that we can see this green transition. This is one key focus of IRU. This is the reason why in recent years we have promoted the decarbonization before 2025. That is under our IRU agreement. In this document, we want to use new energy to replace the traditional energy, and we train drivers and also have policy coordination among different countries to use different measures, several measures to implement those technologies from the scientific level. And secondly, as green and energy savings, we have the international convention. We need to back use of those conventions. As the RU international road transport, the time and the carbon emission is wasted waiting for the clearings or on the ports. During this time, we still have carbon emission. Therefore, we need to better coordinate policies and regulations in different countries so that we can achieve the convenience of settlement and of clearance, so that we can achieve a true energy saving and emission cutting in our industry. So this is one direction that we need to work on. IRU is the co-host of the UN International Green Traffic Initiative. We want to, together with all of you, to promote the decarbonization of international road transport so that we can have a greener and energy-saving industry. Thank you. Thank you.
Some questions, because you're head of the Trade and Technology Initiative, so we talk something about the technology here. Okay, how can digital trade infrastructure and trusted data sharing mechanisms contribute to more resilience and sustainable global supply chains, especially in face of the rising disruption risks and the logistics bottlenecks?
Yeah, I will be very brief because I think we don't have a lot of time left. But what I would like to add to the discussion that has already been said, I think visibility will be key. Visibility will be the foundation, because if you do not know what happens at other parts of the supply chain, you cannot react to it, right? And with air freight, your goods are there in one day, but with sea freight, it has big implications if there's a bottleneck somewhere. So I would advocate for governments, but also investors and entrepreneurs to come together and also tackle this supply chain visibility challenge that we have. For instance, we are developing a concept and a tool for the humanitarian sector so that logistics planners will have visibility from, where are the bottlenecks, if there is a port strike, also with predictive analytics included, or if there's a weather event that can create a bottleneck and delay, so that they can anticipate on that. So in the first step, it is creating visibility of what's happening, and second is then also creating predictive alerts. And I think China is leading in many ways the AI race, and I hope that Chinese companies will also collectively come together, maybe also with the World Economic Forum, to address these great challenges which affect all of us. Thank you, Professor Jin.
Thanks. Tim, I want to follow one more question. Yeah. In what ways can the international cooperation help ensure that digital supply chain transformation is inclusive, especially for the small firms and in emerging markets?
Yeah, exactly. So in the beginning, I mentioned that there's a $10 trillion opportunity. Much of that is coming actually from SMEs who lack the resources, the capital to actually keep up. So I think that there is an opportunity, but also a responsibility. So one of the projects that we have at the World Economic Forum, Trade Tech Initiative, is that we create sandboxes where regulators come together with innovators and companies. So we had set up in the UAE, so the UAE government is a big supporter of the Trade Tech Initiative, where we work together with the central bank, the financial authorities, innovators and large banks to help create and test digital trade solutions. So where for instance, credit worthiness is a big challenge, right? There's a $2.5 trillion financing gap for SMEs. And so many of the startups who participated on that are also addressing that gap so that governments don't have to worry too much that a product is launched too early, but they can monitor it under their supervision, have a phased launch.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, team. Yeah. 这个
Thank you. This is a very interesting topic. I've learned a lot, but because of time limits, we have to stop here. If we have time, we can follow our discussion sometime. And thank you very much for participation. Thank you for your excellent delivery speeches. And now let's go to the panel discussion. The topic is supply chain optimization and strategic innovation for business growth and global value chain restructuring. Our panelists are Executive Vice President of Xiamen ITG Group, Mr. Liu Zhitao, Mr. Sharik Mohammed Sharik, Vice President of National Bank of Pakistan, Director of Promotion Department, GS1 China, Mr. Kong Hongliang. Welcome to the stage. Distinguished guests, friends, good afternoon. Welcome again to the thematic event on supply chain service. I'm Li Qiuyuan, really honored to join this event with all of you to discuss the new structure of the supply chain. I also want to say hello to our online friends and hope you can have some comments and to interact with us. We're honored to have invited our guests from the banks and also GS1 and to discuss how to restructure and optimize the supply chain in this area.
Pleasure to have all of you here. So let's get started. 今年在链博会上，我们看到了很多老。
We have so many old friends. Last year, the ITG group has already shared with the insights and the ideas with us. The first question goes to Mr. Liu. The Xiamen ITG group is the top leading company in this industry. And could you please share with us your global layout? How do you go global and settle in other countries? And with upgrading of the industries, the Xiamen ITG, how do you stabilize your development and make breakthroughs? Thank you very much, dear friends. Good afternoon. The Xiamen ITG is a friend of this expo. It's the third time for us to attend this expo. I would like to give you a brief introduction of Xiamen ITG. We established in 1980. We are listed in Shanghai Stock Exchange in 1995. We are the top 500 enterprises. The Xiamen ITG is mainly devoted into the commodity transaction. Through these 45 years of development, we have covered many business areas like non-ferrous steel, water, paper pulp, coal, cotton, steel, and the revenue exceed 35 billion RMB every year last year. And overseas, we have operation in 30 countries and regions, and we have branches, and we have cooperated with the suppliers in more than 175 countries and regions. We have 80,000 clients around the world. And the deglobalization has some impact on us. We are restructuring our supply chain. Our strategy of going global is kept changing based on this restructuring changes, and we follow the market changes. We are actively adjust our operation strategies. The major changes are as follows. First, previously, we mostly go to the developed countries such as Europe and India, America. And during COVID-19, in these 3 years, we deeply cultivated in the Belt and Road countries. And also, we are exploring South Africa, South America, Africa, and Russia. And we are working really hard to expand our overseas channels, overseas path. So we are not only covering developed countries, but also emerging countries. We are optimizing and improving our global map and global footprint. Traditionally, we sell products overseas. Right now, we are structuring this industry. We are also making our whole supply chain to go global, and to make a solid foundation for all the companies on our supply chain. For example, in Uzbekistan, we have the service, cotton service. Cotton and the textile service was customized for the local clients. We provide several services. One is procurement, and the other is sales, and also finance services, price control, and logistics. Through these comprehensive solutions, we help the local companies to lower cost and improve efficiency. And based on this, we have imported the agriculture products from Uzbekistan for our Xiamen ITG. The third change is that except the traditional trade, we have also important logistic points. This is a very important sector for us. This is our plan, our layout. In recent years, the Xiamen Shipping Company, we bought vessels. And also we have this paper pellets company. We integrated those two business areas. We imported many of the woolen wood pellets, wood sheet from Thailand. On the one hand, to lower the cost, and the other to improve their operation efficiency. We have largely improved the efficiency with the very obvious results. And we have imported over 1 million tons of such woolen fiber in the first half of this year. Yes, going global is easy, but if you want to settle down in foreign countries, it's not that easy. We need to know about the local market. We need to settle down. It's easier to say than to done. The Xiamen ITG has 45 years of history. Our focus are on 3 areas. The first one is market, internationalization, globalization. Because if we want to get into the local market, we need to have deep cooperation with the local companies. For example, our new energy supply chain in South Africa, we work with the local companies to provide the polyvoltaic structure and to cooperate with the top companies in the local area.
And the power we generated, we sold to the local power supply companies, and this can also reach very promising benefits. And also we have many rich mining resources. We have established the partners in Zimbabwe and other African countries to break the silos between the supply chains. And also in Guinea, we also provide logistics service for the local trader. This is the internationalization of the resources. Second is about talent cultivation. If we want to go global, talent is our key. In initial stages, we would send our local talents. We will send our Chinese talents, but it is not sustainable. We need to employ some local talents in different sections of our business. And the employment has its own barriers. Language is the least barriers that we faced. We also face other challenges in terms of cultures and different customs, but we should insist on the local employment. In Singapore, we have over 40 staffs, and 70% of other staffs are local employed from the top universities in Singapore. And in terms of talent pooling, we also face challenges of the payment scheme. We need to provide them competitive wages to attract talent. And next part is the difference in the management. We have some gap between different management schemes in China and in other countries. So the management methods should also go global and work in line with the local systems in other countries. And apart from going global and going into other countries, we also need to go deeper. If we want to work and operate in other countries, we have more challenges than operate in China. But we need to be firm enough to work with the local partners and resolve those challenges. And we should work with the supply chain at its core and use the high-valued coordination to promote the development of supply chain in our ITG group, and also has laid a sound foundation for our future development. From going global to going in and to going deeper, this is a sophisticated method and a best practice that Mr. Liu has shared with us. It is also helpful for the stability and resilience of the supply chain. Thank you for your sharing. I believe this will bring your more insight, inspire you.
And more challenging than ever before, as economic nationalism and trade tensions are unsettling the global economy. Let me get your take on this. How can policymakers globally, as well as financial institutions, harness strategic innovation to optimize corporate supply chains these days?
Thank you for inviting me here. And you have a very like a question that is really important in this scenario that's going on globally, as the global value chains are rapidly evolving, driven by geopolitical shifts, digital transformation, and sustainability imperatives. The financial institutions and policy makers have a unique responsibility to act as enablers of strategic innovation and resilience. From the banking perspective, financial institutions are leveraging localized financial services, trade finance instruments, and cross-border RMB settlement mechanisms to reduce friction in international transactions. These tools are vital in supporting the companies, especially SMEs, that are navigating the now new and diversified supply chain routes, including those stretching across the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, which is the flagship project under the BRI, Belt and Road Initiative of China. Secondly, innovation in financial products is critical. Supply chain finance, blockchain-enabled trade documentation, and AI-driven risk analytics allowed for better visibility, faster liquidity, and more secure transactions. These technologies not only shorten the settlement times, reduce dependency on single nodes, and enable adaptive sourcing strategies. For the policymakers, they should align regulatory frameworks across regions is essential. We need harmonized trade standards, streamlined customs, visibility across the borders. Bilateral frameworks like those between the China and Pakistan can serve as models for enabling regional financial corridors that strengthen global supply networks. Ultimately, the optimizing corporate supply chains is the new landscape requires a tiered approach, technological innovation, financial inclusion, and coordinated policy. So when these forces work together, we can build a value chain that is not only more efficient, but also more resilient and equitable.
Mr. Sharik, very interesting perspective. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us. 通过刚才几位嘉宾的分享，我们也了解到企业啊，众多企业。
Thank you for your insights. Through your sharing, we have seen that many enterprises are coordinating their global landscape development for development. And also, I want to ask Dr. Kong, under this global context, what are your share of the best practices for enterprises to resolve the challenges they are facing? Before I give you my answer, I would like to give a brief introduction about GS1 China. As you may not be familiar with our center, as you can see on the plastic bottles on this table, you can see some code. That's what we have been promoted. We were founded in 1980s, and all the commodity codes in China is promoted by GS1 China. And this whole system has been promoted in the sales, healthcare, governance, procurement, and public management and other areas. We have provided over 1.3 million enterprises for the connecting of this standard. And we have, in terms of two standards, we have ranked first in terms of compiling universal standards. And back then we faced two challenges. That is, first of all, without such a barcode, the goods cannot be exported to other countries. The second is that in the early of 1990s, with the fast development in China, the barcode has promoted the transformation of China's trade. And then entering the 21st century, without the barcode, commodities cannot be sold online. And then in 2010s, the barcode are also playing a significant role with the support of China's ministry, MOFCOM. And now we are also playing a vital role that about trade. We need enterprises to further develop our trade. So as a trader, a practitioner in the barcode industry, first of all, we need to make a universal standard in line with the international standard, so as to resolve the barriers made by the international made by some barriers from other countries. So that we need to establish a universal standard with a comprehensive platform. The second is that our data should be connected with databases from other countries to fulfill the requirements of EU countries or America. For example, well, in the international stage, we communicate in English. It is just like that. We also need a universal barcode standard in the global stage, and also not just for big companies, for SMEs, they also need our help to universalize the barcode standard for every enterprise, big or small. They can use barcode to export and to make it more equitable and accessible for export and international trade. Thank you. Thank you for your insight. We felt very inspired, and as we have known that we are talking about the integration of 3 chains. How can it promote the supply chain collaboration and improve the resilience and safety of the supply chain? We want to hear your practice in ITG. Thank you. The high-quality supply chain service is also what we as enterprises need. The ITG has, based on our advantages in the supply chain, we also face some bottleneck issues. For some enterprises, they have a light assets, but in ITG, we also have seen our weaknesses, and we are making connections with international companies to learn from them, and we have put forward the integration of 3 chains, that is the supply chain, industrial chain, and value chains. These 3 chains are not separated. They should reinforce each other. Through the supply chain services and the operation of industrial chain, we can upgrade our value chain. As we have advantage in the supply chain, we need to make our commodities tradable and equitable, accessible. So we are expanding our market in the South America and Brazil. In Russia, we are selling our ginger and wood products. In South Africa, we have mine resources. And in Russia, in Mongolia, we are also expanding our market in terms of coal mines. So we are improving the resilience of our supply chain by expanding our market, and also we will expedite our landscape of overseas supply chain. We have established an overseas platform for logistics. For example, in Europe, we have our overseas warehouse, and also we have some fishing vessels and wood chip vessels and for bulk commodities.
And we provide our companies with our logistics support to lower their cost and improve efficiency. this is what our layout through this supply chain. We use our industrial operation as our core business and to integrate top and leading companies in the upstream and downstream and cooperate with them and to create a new industrial ecosystem. And also our Singapore branch has 300,000 tons of capability to provide the vessels with the services, oil services. And this vessel is also one of the 10 vessels of the offshore oil vessel. It has the pricing capabilities. And in Singapore, I've also attended a forum. One sentence impressed me, that is to survive together and to win together. The Xiamen ITD is based on the international trade. This is our mission. For our positioning in the future, we'll make better use of our global layout to provide our industrial partners with safer, more stable, and more competitive services. And based on our industrial experience and capability, we can also improve our value chain and to connect all those chains together. Thank you for your sharings, Mr. Liu. And I would like to give the floor to Mr. Kong. You shared with us of the GSI. It's a very important and interesting topic. And maybe some people may be curious. Well, for a commodity to come to our country, there are many scenarios, and how can we use the one item code and how to truly implement this code so that we can have a more efficient international cooperation mechanism. Well, this is a very professional question. It's hard to elaborate in such a short time. This code, I mentioned that how to make this code satisfy the requirements of the company. We need to first look at the standards. The first one is the first part is the logo or identities, just like our identification card. For China, our code is China. And then we have a code for our company's products, whether it's 13 digits or 18 digits. Then you have a unique code, easier for management. For example, your passport is issued by the foreign ministry, or the product's code is issued by us, and the UK have an organization to do that. The US has an organization to do that. And so the first thing is to give a code to every product, and then we need to add the information to this product. And here I have WeChat. It's like an electric tag. For example, if you go to the supermarket, you can scan a QR code or electric tag. This is like a way for us to, like a carrier for us to get all the information on this product so that we do not make errors. When you scan that product, it's just exactly the product, and you can transfer this information exactly about this product. And how to transfer that or how to share this information, you need to have a standard. For example, we have an EDI EDI, GDSN, and we can have a unified information globally. And also electric data service, we have national standards as well as global standards. So actually these two standards are the same. And if you have this standard or criteria, then you can seamlessly connect production, logistics, and the end-to-end to the customer. The whole process is connected. Give you an example. If the Wahaha water, the plant has a code, and the production line, the plant also have a location code. Therefore, a whole box of water has a unique code, product code. And this code can show all this information, including the trucks doing the deliveries and the plants, the factories. Everything is connected and incorporated into one code, one identification, so that we can make the information flow. If you do not have such information, you will not have a smooth supply chain. The products cannot transfer or flow freely. Therefore, this information exchange is very important, starting from the production and exchange and logistics. This is a universally utilized standard. It can help our products to go global, and it can save us 300 billion RMB. Now you can do a test. If you can scan this code, you can see this information is from GS1 China. And I've mentioned that last year we've saved 300 billion RMB. This is also from our data. And from previously, for the exported goods, we do not have such code. It's hard for us to check and say how much we saved. However, with this code, with this identification, we can keep upgrading, and we can help our companies and help them to deal with their overseas counterparts in dealing with the government policies and regulations, so that we need first to use a unified identification, or GS, to improve efficiency. Just to give you another example, if just one student, you have the student number in a class, you are number one. However, if you go out, there are other number one students in other classes. This is complicated. You cannot make everything right. We have international code from 680 to 690. This is for China. So the first thing is that we need to have a unified code. Otherwise, it will be costly to do the reform. And secondly, we need to share the information, share data. The production factory, retailers, and sales companies need to all be visualized in this whole process. The code will need to everyone to share their data. You cannot make yourself on an island. You need to share data. And thirdly, we need to have comply with the laws and the regulations, not only the Chinese laws and regulations, but also global mechanism, big global regulations like GSP. Therefore, we need to work together to help deal with this. I'll go through this difficult times. The global economy is still recovering. Through using this one code, unified code, we can inject some more power and more impetus to the companies. Thank you for Mr. Kong for your sharing.
What kind of distinctive ways does the National Bank of Pakistan fortify the resilience of corporate supply chains while also turbocharging the operational business efficiency for those enterprises?
I think before answering the question, let me briefly introduce you about our bank, so you have an idea. We are the National Bank of Pakistan, is the largest bank from Pakistan, operating in 18 countries around the world. We established our presence in China in 1981, and we opened a representative office in Beijing. And since then, we are providing a lot of facilitation for the Chinese enterprises who want to go in Pakistan to start business in Pakistan. And after the CPAC, we have invested heavily in the infrastructure projects or these energy projects that are installed in Pakistan under this CPAC. So besides that, we have, in terms of technology also, we are implementing the latest technologies that is available for the financial sector. For this, we are cooperating with different Chinese companies, including Huawei or ZTE. We have very close cooperation with all of these companies. And before this, we are also providing very localized services to the enterprises investing through regulatory landscapes. We are also streamlining cross-border payments and the access to trade finance solutions that are tailored to facilitate the bilateral trade and investments. Secondly, for the supply chain finance solutions, we are unlocking the working capital, reduce dependency on traditional credit lines, and manage liquidity more effectively across the value chain. This is particularly important for the SMEs, which form the backbone of the cross-border trade. Third, our focus is on digital integration and innovation, such as e-documentation, real-time payment tracking, and RMB denominated transactions directly enhances the speed and transparency in operations while mitigating currency and settlement risk. Moreover, by working closely with both the Chinese and Pakistani regulators, we are helping to de-risking the transaction and simplify the compliance, enabling businesses to scale with confidence at an increasingly complex global environment. We are more than a financier. It's a bridge facilitating a stable and efficient supply chain ecosystem that can withstand global shocks while delivering growth and connectivity between the two countries.
Thank you very much. I'm afraid we're running out of time. Gentlemen, thank you so much for sharing your analysis and perspectives with us. We really appreciate your time and insights. 感谢大家的收看我们本场的专题研讨。
Thank you for all of you. This is our panel discussion. Thank you for your time and wish you all the best. Thank you. Thank you for all the guests. Ladies and gentlemen, the third China International Supply Chain Expo thematic event on supply chain service is coming to an end. We would like to give special thanks to the strategic partner ICBC and our official partner PICC, Bank of China, and the Bank of Communications for your support. Thank you. Wish you all the best. Hope to see you again next year.